Hey guys, welcome to the
What's up?
R&R recording podcast. And so today, this
I'm
is
Robert.
our first episode.
I'm Robert.
Yep, and I'm Ryan.
And I'm Robert.
And I'm Ryan.
And I'm Robert.
And I'm Ryan. And
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure I'm Robert.
and so this is our first episode. And so today we'll basically be talking about like the
News.
yeah, and like what's going on in like TikTok news and music and everything else.
Yep.
And so get comfy, get some snacks, get some water, get some soda or whatever you're gonna drink, coffee if
Nice
you're listening.
beverages.
Yeah, if you're listening to something in the morning. So let's just start off with some TikTok news. So there was like this trend during Christmas because this is not too far from Christmas. And during Christmas there was this trend that was like you wrapped presents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you wrapped presents that were just not what they were.
Yeah, like you get a gift card and make it look like a ladder. Stuff
Yeah,
like
or
that.
like a canoe. Like the amount of creativity people have.
It's insane.
And it was
I
so
can't even wrap a
cool.
gift normally.
Yeah, mine end up looking so bad. And it was so interesting to see, though, like, what people came up with. Because, like, I saw the one with the canoe, and I saw the dad opening it up. And he was so happy because he wanted a canoe. And then he opened
And it
it.
wasn't a canoe.
Yeah, he opened it. And it was cardboard. And he was like, what? And then he, like, saw the gift card in the paddle, which was really funny, I thought.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because like the amount of creativity. I wish I knew who the
Started
creator
it.
was.
Yeah.
That like started the trend, because this was like definitely a big holiday thing that was going on, especially with like a lot of people couldn't see their families this year, which was very difficult. I also did see something on TikTok that was about like this father getting like he bought like Delta seats,
I did see that.
like the flight seats.
Yeah, and then the Delta responded and gave him trips.
Yeah. So Inside Edition did a report on this too, but it all started on TikTok, which I feel like is pretty cool because like it's very inspirational what people can do nowadays. Like they can really be discovered, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this is a really new day and age, and I feel like it happened with the Delta seats because like something so humble turned into like something where the company, the CEO, or I believe it was the CEO,
Yeah, I see.
saw like what he did and responded and made his own video and like was talking about like whenever he's comfortable he gets like a free 3-trip round
trip
no,
to anywhere.
No, like 3 though.
Yeah.
It was like insane, which is really cool. And like I mean, not everyone gets a shout out like from that, but like you definitely get recognized on TikTok. Like even if it's like something
It's an easy platform to get noticed on.
yeah, even though we don't get noticed, but
Yeah.
hopefully this podcast does get noticed on TikTok.
Notice me.
Yeah, please. And it definitely is very interesting because like if you think about it, Charlie D'Amelio, like she's a big topic. She well, one of my old friends, Sammy O'Connor.
Yeah.
She-
Shout out to her podcast, by the way. That's
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
She's a phenomenal dancer, and she met Charlie and Dixie, I believe. And what is really interesting is that Charlie D'Amelio follows her
That's
on
insane.
Instagram. Like that's
insane.
amazing. Like shout out to her. She's killing it right now. Charlie and Sammy. Sammy's such a good dancer. She has done a lot. And I do want to just give a quick shout out. My brother, Sean.
Sean Leach, brother.
Yep, he is
Shawnee B.
Shawnee B, yes. Sean Kingston. No, just kidding.
You're way too beautiful.
He releases music, and not gonna lie, some of his songs are pretty good.
Bops.
And normally, like, a brother is not supposed to, like, give encouragement or shout outs, like, whatever. But I believe, like, that he is going to go somewhere.
I definitely agree with that.
And I feel like he just needs to have someone to notice him on TikTok.
He needs the boost. He needs
And I feel like you should all check him out on Instagram because that is his main platform, which is Sean_Leach. But enough with the plugs. So back to TikTok news. Yeah, so Charlie, like, amazing. Like, she just had followers. Like, she had, like, a couple thousand or whatever, and then she just blew up overnight.
It was overnight, yeah. I remember. I was there. I remember I saw one video. It was her dancing in the bathroom
And it was
with
like
a friend.
50 likes, not even.
And it was like, and the next day I saw it was basically the same video, and it was millions of likes.
Yeah,
and then she brought her sister, and it all just piled on, and
and Dixie's music. Even though some of it is considered a meme.
I ain't a fan, but I
feel like she does. She definitely is a up and coming artist.
That's the thing about TikTok. You gotta see TikTok. It's not gonna last you. You can do whatever you want on TikTok, get your 5 seconds of fame, but if you don't build on it,
if you don't
no one's
build
gonna know
a brand, which like what everyone said now, but like if you don't build a brand off of it, and like Charli D'Amelio, after she became famous, like the first year, she was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah,
she was killing it.
She's got a drink at Dunkin' Donuts, and then her sister starts releasing music.
And literally, even though it's a meme, but that's more money that she's making because guess what? People are listening to the song.
Yeah.
So like you can hate on people, but she's making more money because you guys are listening to her song. Yeah. Which I'm not saying you shouldn't because I think she's a great artist and I respect her because she reminds me a lot of my brother and she's really trying. Yeah. So Robert, do you have any TikTok news?
Well, it actually stems back. It's been a long thing. So
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys know about Charli D'Amelio and Dixie. So remember, they had this dinner long back, Dinner with the D'Amelios. This is this thing they're doing on YouTube. As I said, building a brand. They're starting a YouTube channel, doing all this stuff.
Yeah, because YouTube is like a platform.
That's a good platform.
Yeah. So YouTube is very hard to grow. Unfortunately,
if you have a following already,
it's pretty easy.
She's adding onto the revenue that she's already making.
Yeah, she is definitely bringing in the dough, which is great. Like, good for her.
Yeah. So basically, they have this dinner with D'Amelios. They have a special guest coming in. And I think I'll explain what happened. So basically, they're having this dinner. The personal chef they have making them meals, and they're filming and eating it. And then Dixie, they give Dixie this snail or whatever. And then she's all grossed out. And then something with Charli about, she's like, oh, I can't wait to hit 100 million. And then James Charles like 95 wasn't enough. And then,
which
I think all of that was blown out of proportion
because she was just setting a goal. To be honest, it was not. She was definitely not trying to make it like a scene because like you don't want bad publicity. But I mean, I think we should bring Sean onto this podcast one day because he did take a class about like you have to be relevant, so you have to get publicity no matter what every up to like 6 months or you die.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Unless you're like Lady Gaga, because she kind of came back with like her song "Shallow," which was in I can't even think. A Star Is Born, which she kind of just debuted again, and she definitely like came back, which I feel like Demi kind of did, but like I feel like she didn't at the same time.
You're not hearing much from her.
Yeah. And also with what do you call it? Miley like disappeared for a little bit, and then
I feel like she always does that.
Yeah, and then what? Oh my God, Ariana Grande got engaged.
Yeah,
this was a little while ago.
Did she get engaged too?
I can't remember. Let me look it up. 1 second.
Yeah. So, yeah, lots of the fame thing is complicated these days, but definitely TikTok's a platform you get started on, but it's not gonna last. So. Yeah, same with Ariana Grande. You know, she's on a TV show, talks like a 3-year-old, but she made music. She made it out. She's very successful now. Most people don't even know her from that. So. Oh
yeah. I just found out that Ariana Grande's fiance is Dalton Gomez. I don't think I'm saying that right. I don't necessarily know. Let me just get some details.
Her whole, whatever, her passed. It's pretty sad. Like all the Mac Miller stuff, that's sad because they broke up, and she was engaged to Pete Davidson or whatever. But he definitely, I don't know. You could see that it took a toll on her when he died because,
Pete Davidson?
No, Mac Miller.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, and it was really, I don't know. It was tough to see.
Yeah, and actually, I just found out that it was her real estate agent, which is pretty interesting.
Something freaky going on over there.
Yeah, but God bless her. I hope she's happy.
Yeah.
And that's it for TikTok news and celebrity news.
I didn't even finish my story yet.
Oh, go ahead.
Bro.
Here you go.
Bro. Okay.
Here's the mic.
So, dinner with Amelia's, whatever. They have all that dinner. Disgusting. Said blown out of proportion. I mean, I understand. I think it's the first hate they've gotten in ever, basically. So, people are just grinding on it. But then there's this girl, Trisha Paytas. I'm actually a big fan of her podcast she has with someone else.
Oh, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's funny. I just hope she's just not that dumb.
But I'm a fan of both Charlie and Dixie, and then Trisha Paytas and whatever. But Trisha, she starts hating on whatever Charlie and whatever, and they get in this huge fight. And then Dixie posts a video of her dancing to Trisha saying the N-word, which honestly, that was a bad decision on Dixie. I don't know why she did that. That just was bad. But we're like a couple weeks ahead.
Yeah, but it also kind of gave like the trend of like people making fun of Trisha Paytas and like having like younger white males and females, I would say, just dancing to Lil Dicky's Lil Dicky's Freaky Friday with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And which I feel like it's a statement, but it wasn't also like, it was just not a good thing that people could have done. I feel like they could have done something else instead of like kind of feeding into her like what she wanted everyone to do.
Yeah.
She's definitely manipulative, but I mean, I'd give credit to her because she is definitely being kept relevant because of what she does and what she says to people.
She definitely was doing that for publicity, but then she also came out and said, like, I rose to fame quick, so did you guys. She's like, I was mean, but I wanted to, it was more, now it's more to help you. Like, she's like saying like, she said that she's making fun of her for dancing to songs with the N-word. And she's like, that's not a good thing. And then Dixie did the video of her saying the N-word, but it's like, Trish's like, it's 20 years ago. That's like you now if you were my age. She's like, you're going to regret it. But so basically, she goes on this podcast with Josh Richards, another famous TikToker in the Hype House or whatever. And the guy who owns Barstool Sports, Barstool Sports? So they go on this podcast, and they invite Trisha on. And they're basically, like, talking all this trash on Trisha right to her face. They're like...
Which was very unprofessional.
Yeah, this is what basically the news was. I was just sitting there watching. I'm like, what the hell?
Why would they do it right there? If you're gonna
why would they do
something,
it at all? I mean, this is like common information that she's like, well, a whore, or she's doing all this stuff.
Especially like that just makes you look like you are the person that is the worst out of them, which is not normally the case. Mm-hmm. Like I still give Trisha Paytas credit for everything she does, but I also she
had some bad life choices along the way, but she admits it.
Which is great. And that I feel like she definitely puts her best foot forward.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But basically, but Josh Richards or whatever wasn't even in this argument to begin with. And then he just starts adding all this stuff like saying, oh, you're going to suck dick for $1 on the corner or whatever. It's right to her face. And she's just sitting there like...
Which is very unprofessional. And I just don't think that's...
When they were talking about, if you look at the clip, it was like nothing to do with it. She was saying she was on, America's Got Talent. And then they're like, what, for sucking dick or whatever. And also it's like this, how old this guy is? I don't know, 40-something. And has a podcast with a... 18-year-old, and he's saying all this stuff, and it's like, what the? It makes no sense, honestly. The whole podcast is a little weird. But
no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was my TikTok news.
Yeah, so apparently 23 hours ago, NBC News says a man wearing a Trump mask, Santa Claus hat, and beard shoots brother-in-law.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't really have much coverage on that story, but that is crazy.
Interesting
And,
story.
I just want to say, I don't really want to get into like religious beliefs or anything, but I feel like Christmas, as a point of view of most people, and I think you could agree with me on this,
Yeah.
that like when you think of Christmas, you don't think of Jesus.
Most people don't.
I mean,
I
unless
think
you're
religion-
super religious.
I think religion nowadays is like not even a.
It's not a big thing,
I could
which
see
is
in the future.
it not being a thing.
It's not even a thing. Like
yeah.
a minor thing in society.
It's good and bad.
I think a lot of religion.
It's good to have beliefs.
Yeah, it's good to have beliefs, but I feel like a lot of religion also divides lots of people. Which
Definitely
would help, but people also need religion to, I don't know, see a reason to live.
Yeah, I just feel like when you think of Christmas, you don't really think of Jesus.
Some
feel
people
like
do, but
like you don't think of it as Jesus Christ's birthday. You think of Santa Claus, like he's coming, because like that is the most advertised thing.
Yeah, our generation couldn't care less. Most kids, they just want gifts or whatever.
Yeah, which is terrible, but also funny.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's what we were raised to believe. No one was raised. The only thing with religion when I was getting raised.
Yeah, you had to get baptized, communion, and confirmation.
And
that was it.
And it's like most kids don't even do that nowadays.
Yeah, confirmation or communion.
And it's like
they get baptized because like they believe that's like the best.
All I know is the little miniature baby Jesus or whatever in the stable. It's like
the nativity scene.
Yeah, that's all the kids know.
Oh God,
that's all kids know.
Yeah, and most kids don't even know that. I mean,
you can go ask like a 5-year-old, be like, what's Christmas? They'll be like
Santa, because like that is what we're raised now to believe. Like, there was I want to go back to TikTok real quick. There was a Elf on the Shelf TikTok, and it was like the elf's moving, and but like sometimes the parent would move the elf without the elf's consent or whatever, and they would make it funny and put like chicken wing bones or something and like pretend like he died.
He died, yeah.
Or like he got coronavirus and had a quarantine. Like it was really cute, and I thought it was a really cool like thing to do while people were home for this holiday season. And I don't know. I feel like Santa is more of a staple for Christmas than Jesus.
I had this conversation with a kid in my Discord. He lives in Georgia. I don't even know him. But he's like, we're talking.
Okay.
And he's like, you have to believe in Jesus if you're celebrating Christmas. And I said, this is what I said, I am not hard religious. I don't go to church every Sunday. I'm like, I like to believe that there is someone up there.
Or an afterlife.
Or something like that. I'm not full atheist, like we just go black.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm not necessarily hard on the Jesus wagon. And so basically he's like, but you have to believe that. And I was like, no, you don't. I mean, the only reason I'm celebrating Christmas at this point is because,
presents,
my mom.
giving, Santa.
But it's like my mom, my parents, they raised that way.
Very.
Their parents were raised that way. It's just like was force-fed Christmas.
Me and Robert were having a conversation off air. Like we were talking about what if this fact is you turn into what you eat.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I mean, I don't think that's true, but it would be kind of funny if it was. I hope I would become an Oreo, and I hope I'm dunked before I being eaten. But
religion's a tough thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely not a conversation I definitely want to bring up too much because it's a touchy subject. But I just feel like Jesus is not the staple anymore.
Yeah.
Of Christmas. It's definitely Santa.
Believe what you want to believe.
Yeah, because
you could totally disagree with that. I understand where you're coming from.
Of course. Because it's not our job to tell you what to believe or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just talking in general, what I've seen, what I've witnessed in kids in life or whatever.
Yeah. I did see something on the news though that after a COVID vaccine, someone passed out on air.
That COVID vaccine stuff's weird.
I don't know. It's a little fishy for me.
It's they're like, what's in this vaccine or whatever? And it's like, you've been getting flu shots, whatever, your whole life, or you've been getting all this stuff your whole life. It's like,
But like, what's in this vaccine to stop it?
yeah, I guess, but I mean, it's not like they're. I mean, I guess you could go real deep into people like they're implanting bugs in our brains or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I mean,
okay,
but do we? I don't know. I feel like some things are like fishy because like about the government and stuff, and like I don't know. There's definitely been a lot of conspiracies like about because like I guess like there was a conspiracy about why they found a vaccine so quick for COVID, and like cancer hasn't been cured because they shut down everything and they only had doctors working on that instead of
Yeah.
everything else. Which I feel like is very, very, very controversial because
it definitely has some truth behind it.
they should have not just stopped production and everything. They should have kept trying to figure out like different cures for different things. But at the same time, since we were in a pandemic,
Yeah, this is like way bigger because they don't want it mutating.
but it's not at the
You
same
hear what happened in Europe?
Yeah, there's a new strand,
Yeah,
which is but London shut down.
which should have happened in the beginning.
Yeah, America should have shut down.
I don't.
And it's very debatable because small businesses would have went under even bigger businesses, which
like the pizza place.
yeah, by us. And I just feel like if we shut down at like the beginning, we wouldn't have this, but at the same time, we would have lost a lot of economical things. But at the same time, I feel like we're losing it over a span of time, and we're definitely losing it more than we would have.
It would have been
it would have
4
been
weeks, probably
longer
like
than that. It would have been like
It would have been.
it
It would have been
like
short,
2-3 months.
Yeah, it would have been, but it would have been worth it.
Yeah,
in the
because it
sense
would
that
have
would've
been done.
gone. New Zealand, Australia. I know New Zealand. They don't have to wear masks anymore, except on public transport.
I'm pretty sure Italy doesn't have to either.
Which they were the worst place at one point.
Oh yeah,
They were awful. And there was a kid in our school. You know, I'm not gonna name him, but he was in Italy at the time, and he had a quarantine there, and he came back in like 2 weeks, and I was like, but it was at the height. It was at the height of all this happening, so it was like, oh, is it when COVID was a new thing? Everyone was saying it's just like a flu.
yeah. And
I was saying that.
see, when I thought, like immediately, what I thought was, like, from my small brain, I was thinking like, oh, so after 2 weeks, like we're fine, like right. So like after COVID hits, it's 2 weeks and we're fine. Like not thinking about like, well, what if someone gets it at a different time than you? Like, so I didn't think about that. And so I just thought, oh, it would be 2 weeks off of school, which is great because it's like a longer Easter break, I believe it was. Or
It was
No.
almost. I think it was almost.
it was
we
it
got
was
let
March
out-
13th.
Yeah, we got let out earlier than we. It was. I think we had a week left or 2 weeks left of school, and then we were
Before
gonna-
Easter break or
yeah,
something.
spring break, yeah, something like that.
And after that, I feel like school fell apart because, yet again, this was new to them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, you didn't have to put any effort, and you got a good grade.
They just handed you all the work they wanted you to do, and then at the
By
end
the
of
end of
month-
the year
yeah,
or
they're like,
whatever.
just turn it in.
Yeah, and then especially this year, our school is very disorganized than other schools, I would say. Now they got their stuff together, though.
They definitely have a better grasp on it, but like
At the
it's
beginning
still
of the
a
year, it
mess.
was very, very messy.
I also don't understand why people are so eager to go into school.
Yeah, I feel like health comes 1st. Unfortunately. I mean, fortunately, but like unfortunately, of course, because knowledge is key.
Yeah,
Knowledge is power, or whatever.
I think school, it's like, oh, we can go to school, you can get a better education, but I don't think it's enough to warrant us getting COVID. I don't think me knowing how to do geometry is gonna like really matter in terms of.
Unless you're gonna be a math teacher or like something where it involves
you want to be a math teacher, you try extra hard in geometry. I'm having trouble online school, which a lot of kids are.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle because like you can't get as much one-on-one time with teachers as you do now. You can schedule a meet, but like most of the meetings are at like what 8 in the morning,
Like no,
on
earlier
like our
than that.
off day.
It's it's like
That's no point. Like that's just not worth it to me.
I
I mean, yeah, there was like this thing that happened in Nashville.
was-
I believe like,
was like a
Robert.
bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert knows a little more.
It was basically Nashville. There's this like RV camper van thing, and apparently someone put a bomb in it and it exploded.
That's terrible. Do
It's
they know
awful.
who it was?
They have DNA. They don't have an exact suspect yet, but they have people locked down that they think it could be. But they found a DNA sample that they're going to do more research into, which is crazy.
You have to be like really smart to do that stuff, but like at the same time, really dumb.
I don't get who wants to make a bomb.
I mean, like
What do you get
life's.
out of that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, different religions have different beliefs. But a couple years ago, there was like this case in The Happiest Place on Earth, which is my favorite place, Disney World. I think it was in Disneyland though. It was either one, or maybe Paris or something, Disney Paris, whatever it was. But one of like the workers like used dry ice and like baking soda or warm
make a
water,
bomb?
and they made like a bomb right in like the ice stand or whatever.
Why?
And they just blew it up, but
Wait,
it didn't hurt
it actually
anyone.
happened?
Yeah, it didn't hurt anyone except him.
When was
Which
this?
is terrible.
What? No, I mean, honestly, that's good. It only hurt him.
Yeah, which is terrible though. That like someone has that mindset to do that. Like,
He was a worker?
yeah, I believe
Holy
so.
crap.
Well, I don't think you could get your hands on that stuff,
Yeah, I don't.
especially in Disney boundaries, because it is like pretty safe there. Like, I'm not going to lie, they have people that follow you as soon as you walk in.
Do you do?
Oh yeah,
That's a lot of people to follow.
yeah. I mean, like what? They get like 500,000 guests each day.
You know, like liquid nitrogen and dry ice and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So, like, we have this science museum by us, and I went to a couple birthdays, and they would put like marshmallows and and liquid nitrogen, and you eat them, and they'd be crunchy and make you have like smoke. Same thing with we had to stand in the mall and just like these Dragon Balls.
Oh yeah, the cereal thing.
Yeah,
and you
probably
dip them
seen
in
it.
like caramel
Yeah.
or like white chocolate.
You've probably seen it on
like
Instagram.
causes cancer now or
Yeah, it
whatever.
causes cancer. Do you know how much stuff I've eaten with liquid nitrogen?
Yeah.
And it's like, how did we not know that?
I don't know. Like, the fact that, like, we couldn't figure that out before everyone has, like, digested it at least once.
I've eaten it so many times. It's not even funny. I probably have so much cancer in my body, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world's, I don't know. The times are tough. Things are weird. Things are coming out we wouldn't expect.
Yeah. 4 hours ago, actually, most Americans will get $600 after Trump signs stimulus bill, but I don't know if he's going to sign it. I don't know. He's a very stickler. And I don't want to get into politics because it's not a topic that kids should worry about.
we were talking about that earlier.
It's definitely not something that kids need to be concerned about. Even, like, I mean, I guess if you're, like, 17 turning 18 in like, a couple months, maybe you should start listening. But
I think our age, 16, get educated. But, like, I don't think jumping on a bandwagon and be like, Trump 2020 and all this stuff, when half these kids are just taking what their parents say.
Yeah, or, like, I mean, I understand protests because, like, your voice deserves to be heard. Mm-hmm. But I feel like peaceful protests are better than violent ones because
100%.
I feel like it just gives whatever you're protesting, like whether it's gays, Black Lives Matter, anything.
Gives it a lot more power.
Yeah, it makes the people that are against it more. I would say because it just shows that
They're not doing anything wrong, and they're
and that
retaliating.
they're making it worse, which is stupid, but like at the same time correct. Like it's a touchy subject.
It's
Because I don't know, it's very difficult to talk about without saying like what's right and what's wrong.
I agree.
Because
I agree getting into politics if it's like
affects
know.
you, meaning
If-
if you
you're
are part of the
gay or- yeah.
LGBTQ community,
that makes sense. But like,
or like
yeah,
you are an African American, and I mean everyone deserves equal rights,
Yes.
no matter gay, straight, bi, lesbian, trans, whatever, or black or white or Mexican, any race or sex, like or sexuality. You deserve equal rights because it is not fair.
I don't know how we're in 2020. People still don't understand how that's a thing.
I mean, what? Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery back in, like, what? I don't even know when he was president, to be honest. I'm not good.
Way too long ago.
Yeah. And he was, like, what? The 15th president?
Something like that.
We're at the 45th? Like, come on.
It's
crazy. Like,
insane.
We think we're moving forward, but we're actually moving, like, 2 steps behind, which is terrible.
Yeah.
We move one step forward, we move, like, 2 steps behind. Like, maybe even reverse that. Like, we move 2 steps forward because, like, we are learning, and we're, like, 2015, which was when gay marriage became a thing, which was very empowering to, like, everyone who was part of the LGBTQ community. And, which made it difficult, I guess, for, like, other people to accept right away.
Yeah.
Which is terrible, but, like, also not at the same time.
I don't understand, because if you're not gay or lesbian or whatever, and people are getting married that are, like, how does that affect you in any sort of way? It makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I get that, like, some people don't want to see it in public. But
I don't want to see you making out with your girlfriend in public if you're like 80 years old.
Yeah, just because it's not your preference doesn't mean it's not someone else's preference.
And people put the religion credit like, oh, but in the Bible it's not good. But then it's like,
also the Bible was written like 1,500 years ago.
People change.
Wait.
A long time ago. People
long
change.
time ago.
And people have different beliefs.
20 years ago.
People have so many different beliefs.
Yeah.
People believe in a fucking spaghetti monster.
Yeah, they
So
definitely do.
It's like
which is not wrong. Like, you can have your beliefs, but
you can't
I feel
plot
like
a religion card on something like that, because everyone's going to think differently.
You shouldn't, like affect someone else's life. Like, just mind your own goddamn business. That's it. That's basically the moral of this podcast.
Honestly, mind your goddamn business.
Yeah.
MYGOB. MGYOB. No, MYG.
Oh.
Mind your own business.
Oh, wow. We can't spell, Robert. That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we got for today. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you stay tuned for the next one coming out.
Talking about a movie.
Yeah, next week. In the next few days. But we release a podcast we release 2 podcasts every day. Or, not every day. We release 2 podcasts every week. And, basically, you guys should tune in, because we are definitely going to start getting more used to doing a podcast, and it will be more interesting. And you can tell us what we should talk about. Like, give us some, like, feedback and, like, maybe some movies or, like, TV shows you want us to review on, because, like, Netflix is popping off, and Disney Plus is getting there, because as long as they start making some serious shows, I feel like, they could become the superior platform. Definitely. So if you guys want to hear more about, like, stuff like that, just let us know.
Check our TikTok out.
Yeah.
RNR podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for joining, and yeah.
See you next time.